What's up, guys? So in my last video I talked about the hip region. I also want to talk about the neck, shoulders, upper back, and the chest, the front part of the chest. So if you're somebody that works with your hands a lot, a hairdresser, or maybe once again somebody that works at a desk working with your hands all the time, we run into issues like carpal tunnel, and that's the restriction of the ulnar nerve in the wrist, right? And that comes from compression of all these tendons and ligaments that come up and they go into the hand so our fingers can articulate, but they're being compressed right here, right? Because they're being restricted by these movements that you're doing. And these movements are creating tension, which is creating tightness. Another area, and I touched on this in my carpal tunnel video, is the clavicle and the first and second rib. Our nerve comes down from our neck and runs through that and then goes through our arm. Now, if you're somebody that you carry your stress in your shoulders, right? Some people carry their stress in their hips. You'll hear people talk about, oh, I carry my stress up in my shoulders. Maybe you're hunched forward like this, right? And you're doing one of these things, and that's going to cause a lot of compression in the front chest area. So you're going to want to make sure that you're rolling your shoulders back. A nice simple stretch that you can do sitting down is just simple shoulder rolls. It's one of my favorite things to do. And you're going to want to make sure you're breathing nice and deep with any kind of restorative movement that you're doing. You're stopping your job for a second, you're going to stand up and stretch. Make sure you're breathing during that 5 minutes of stretching, opposed to thinking in your head, oh, is this 5 minutes done? I need to get back to work. Take that 5 minutes as its own 5 minutes, solely designated for restoration. So you're going to reverse that, right? So if you start going backwards, you do that a few times, always breathing, always having intention, the intention that you're restoring your body, and then you go the opposite way. Oh, and I can already feel this up through my back. My scapula is moving, it's not stuck to my back. And as you're doing that, that also opens up this front chest area. It relaxes the muscles that are holding together the ribs and the clavicle, and that can cause impingement on nerves that, if you're aware of, you can help prevent it. And you can do these things on a daily basis to help keep your body maintained. Self-massage and self-care is about maintenance and about keeping the body happy and healthy on your own. Yeah, I'm a massage therapist. I want you to come and get massaged by me, but I want to hear that, like, you're doing this stuff on your own, that you feel empowered enough to say, I can stretch this out and I can make myself feel good. So if you're somebody that's carrying a lot of stress up in their shoulders, making sure you're breathing easy, and just simple shoulder rotations. And there's lots of other different shoulder and neck stretches that you can do. That's one of my favorite things to do. And then there's this one, which was also taught to me by a friend of mine, Christina. She was my first massage boss. So you put your hands out in front of you like this, right? Making sure that pelvis is tucked. And you bring your arms up and over. And you want to make sure you get to a point where you're not jutting your head out, but your arms are just past your ears. And then from here, my chest is open, and I come out to the side nice and slow and easy. You may feel like you want to let your arms drop, but don't do it. Just let them come down nice and easy. And then you hold this position here for a moment. Always breathing and always being intentional with your thoughts. This is anatomical position. This is how our arms are supposed to be, right? But we're like this, or we're like this. We don't need to be. So if you carry stress on your shoulders, take some time and work on yourself and work it out for yourself.